You're already.
Okay, Josh, is there anybody waiting?
Nope, you guys are all set.
Always a popular thing. All right, so we'll call the meeting of the Budget and Finance Committee into order at 6:01 p.m. with all the members present. And first item on the agenda is the minutes from August 3rd.
I'll move to
Motion
approve
to
the
approve.
minutes. I'll second.
All right, Dennis first and Sean second. Any discussions, any questions?
Nope.
Hearing none. I think we're still doing a roll call vote. So Dennis,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
and yes. All right. Next up on the agenda is the acceptance of mitigation payments.
I'll move to approve the acceptance of mitigation payment.
I'll second that.
Okay. Discussion, either one of you? No?
None.
We need more mitigation.
Yeah. I just, I see Michael here or Lori. Can you just refresh me what the 11,006 is from and for?
Sure. It comes from the ZBA decision on the 40B for that Borough Ave development, and
Okay.
and you know, my editorial comment, not nearly enough, but none of the 40B mitigation really has been nearly enough. But
Okay.
that's what it is. Believe it was dedicated to public safety radio replacements. So I think that's most of the mitigation that we've done over the last couple of years has gone towards that.
All right. I'm sorry, I didn't take the note. Josh, maybe you were taking that. Did we already have a motion to approve on that? And Dennis, you were first. Okay. Any other comments, questions? No. Okay. Take a roll call. Dennis,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
I'm a yes. It's 3-0. It's easy. All right. And next we have the transfer for the downtown. Is it pronounced charrette? Is that the correct way?
Yep,
And
charrette.
agreement. All right. Anyone want to make a motion on this one?
Don't, whoa. Mike, can you just
We discuss.
explain, you know, I know I sent you an email about a week ago and I got your response today. Thank you. I think that as you indicated in the email you sent to me today, I think last Thursday's meeting went well. I think that's a good start. I don't know what the purpose would be to appropriate 55,000, if that's the amount. I think it's $55,000. Are you looking to, for future meetings, is to have someone come in and go over things with us? Or is this the cost of reserving meetings, materials, food? I don't know. I mean, what is the $55,000 for?
So that's a good question. So the 55,000 was an estimate based upon a scope of services that we had floated out there, and sort of we took the average. I think it was the average of the two that we got back. Essentially, it's a charrette is a process by which you reach out and you get a lot of community involvement in trying to come up with a solution, a stated solution. And so this would have covered, engaging in that process, and then once that process was over, coming out with sort of a vision of the Central Square area specifically, or the downtown Central Business District more broadly, and would give a little more concrete idea about where the community wanted to go. So I think, I've sort of hemmed and hawed about trying to do this because as I think came up on Thursday, I don't know that you can really get true community buy-in for exactly what the downtown should look like. But regardless, one of Dennis had emailed me, as he mentioned, and I'm thinking based upon how that went on Thursday and the need to probably do another workshop session on some more specifics concerning the downtown. My suggestion would be to hold this in committee for right now and not recommend appropriation at this point. And I think we've got more work to do with the council because I think the council's vision, if and when we go into a charrette process, the council's vision has got to take sort of center stage. To the extent there's a sort of a cohesive vision, it's got to take center stage so that we can build off of that. And I think right now, if we tried to do a charrette process, it would be so disjointed and really wouldn't give me the direction that we're kind of looking for. And I don't think it's going to give the council the direction that you're looking for. So that would be my recommendation. I originally drafted this because I wanted to make sure we were making some progress, but I think based on Thursday, we've got a little bit of direction now, and I think we can make better progress within the council. If we need to do the charrette, then we can come back to it. That's sort of my thoughts.
Yeah, I'll add to that. That's why I asked Josh to keep this meeting till after we had met in the workshop, because I was a little bit uncomfortable about that. I don't think we need any action just to keep it in the committee. At this point, unless there's a motion to move it back with some recommendation, we'll just keep it at the committee level.
Yeah, we could just keep it on the agenda. Like we had a proposal that I think Councilor Fitzgibbons at the time put forward that we kept on the agenda for a few months. So we can keep it on the agenda. So specifically, Michael, would this money be used for like surveys to the public or mailings, or I guess you're right. I don't, as we all know, no matter what is proposed, there's always going to be people that don't like the proposal or think it should be this way and to be that. And that's when you mesh it all together, you have your final product. But I guess I was just trying to look, what are we going to spend the money on? Is it advertising? Is it mailings? Is it surveys? And who's gonna administer and oversee all that? But I'm all for looking. I think what we started last week is good, and I think I'd like to continue to do some of those. Yeah.
I agree, and I think it basically covers all of what you just described. It's a community survey, community meetings, preferably face-to-face meetings, where people can actually come sit at tables and do kind of different visioning exercises and really engage in sort of a process along those lines. So this, and then obviously a consultant does this work, then comes up with an actual plan, a vision of that community. And it might be as detailed as the massing of buildings. It might be a vision about, we talked about a parking garage last week. It might be, a vision of how that would work, and then plugs that all into a more comprehensive plan, and then delivers a final product. The benefit being that, in theory, at least, you've got the community, you've taken so much community input and you've processed that and incorporated that into the report, that it's what comes out the back end is something that the community should generally support. But you're right, it sort of covers A to Z what you were talking about there.
Okay.
So after our workshop the other night, is your press now expanded to, I think maybe, all the other focus groups were focused on the common itself in the immediate area, but now that we've talked about Broad Street and Hale Street and Spring Street and even the Plaza area, do you envision at some point that this would expand into those areas as well to get feedback? I can see where 55,000 would make sense if it included all of that area.
Yeah, no, I think in our view internally, I think this always encompass, what we know of as the downtown. And so that would include probably most of those areas that you're talking about, Hale, way down Broad Street, down to the river, maybe even down Bedford to some extent. And then certainly, the Common and over towards BSU. So and out Main Street. So yes, the answer is yes. That I would envision if we moved ahead with this kind of plan that would incorporate all of that.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should keep it in council committee for a while until we work out a couple more workshops in.
So I don't know if you want that in a motion, Ms.
I don't think we need to.
Okay.
No.
All right, so I think that does it capture our entire agenda? Yes.
Public comment?
Is there public comment? I see an Anne Marie Sullivan. Did you have anything you want to add in public comment?
I'll move to adjourn.
Do you want a second?
Second.
All right. Dennis, you in favor?
Yes.
Hey, Sean, you're in favor?
Yes.
I'm in favor, so we are adjourned at 6:12 p.m.
See you at 7.
2 and 7.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, thank you.